Welcome to Mighty Mungos! Let's start, as we always do, with the Mighty Minute.
That was a tough one. And now it's time for Joke of the Week. When's a door not a door?
I don't know. When is a door not a door?
When it's a door! Why do bees have sticky hair?
I don't know. Why do bees have sticky hair?
Because of honeycombs. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cow.
Cow who?
Moo poo.
Who's there?
Cows go.
Cows go who?
Now silly cows go. Moo. What happened when the geese fell down the stairs?
I don't know. What happened when the geese fell down the stairs?
They got goosebumps.
Where do monkeys go to hang out?
I don't know, Ben. Where do monkeys go to hang out?
In monkey bars.
Charlotte, why did the cow go to the cinema? I don't know. Why did the cow go to the cinema? To watch a movie. What do you call a sleeping dinosaur?
I don't know.
It's a dinosaur.
How did the octopus make the whale laugh?
I don't know.
With his tentacles.
How did Romans cut things up?
I don't know. How did Romans cut things up?
With a pair of scissors. Snip, snip, snip.
So, do you have a joke? If you do, film it, landscape or sideways, and send it in to mightymungos@mungos.org. We can't wait to see more of your faces next week on Joke of the Week.
At Mighty Mungos, we're thankful. That's why we have got a attitude. I am thankful for flexibility and strength so I can do flips. I'm thankful that I can be as tall as big trees. I'm thankful for my bike. I'm thankful for cats.
We're thankful for chocolate eggs.
I'm thankful for climbing. Up high. Yay!
I'm thankful for dry stone walling.
I'm grateful for pumpkins, water, flowers, and everything God made. I'm thankful for going on new walks. I'm thankful for paper so I can make books. We're thankful for rock climbing. I'm thankful for rocks to jump on. I'm thankful for swings and ribbons! Yippee!
We're thankful for gardening and planting seeds.
So, what are you thankful for? Send in your videos to Mighty Mungos. We love seeing all of your faces. It's time for water!
Let the king of my heart be the mountain where I've run, the fountain I drink from. Oh, he is my song. Let the king of my heart be the shadow where I hide, the ransom for my life. Oh, he is my song, 'cause you are good. Good, oh, you are good, good, oh. Let the king of my heart be the wind inside my sails, the anchor in the waves. Oh, he is my song. Let the king of my heart be the fire inside my veins, the echo of my days. Why is my song? You are good, good, oh, you are good, you're good, oh, you are good, good, oh, you are good, good, oh, you're never gonna let me down. 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 You're never gonna let me down, 'cause you are good, good, oh, you are good, good, oh, 'cause you are good, good, oh, you are good, good, oh. When the night is holding on to me, God is holding on. When the night is holding on to me, God is holding on. 'Cause you are good, good, oh, you are good, good, oh, you are good, good, oh, you are
We're continuing the series of talks looking at the Psalms. Do you remember that we learnt that the Psalms are a collection of poems, songs, and prayers written by multiple different authors? We heard last week that the Psalms are often easy to relate to, as the authors are very honest about their thoughts and feelings towards God in whatever situation they are in. Some of the Psalms were written when the author was feeling scared or anxious, and some express the wonder, praise, and thankfulness they feel towards God for who He is and for what He has done. One of my favourite Psalms is Psalm 139, which was written by King David. This psalm is special to me because the words became very real to me at a time I felt lonely and far from everything and everybody I knew. When I was 20 years old, I got a job abroad in my summer holidays. It meant I went to live with a French-speaking family in a country called Belgium for 2 months to teach their children English. It was an amazing adventure, travelling by boat and train to a country I'd never been to, and living with a family who spoke a different language to me. I loved the children and we had a lot of fun, reading and acting out stories, playing games and going on day trips to help them learn new vocabulary. It was great going for walks and bike rides in the woods and country lanes around their house in my free time. But quite soon I started to feel lonely and I missed my home and my family and friends. I felt I was on my own and that nobody knew me. And I realised that I hadn't checked with God first about embarking on this trip at all. And that made me feel even more alone, as I thought maybe God wasn't with me because I'd done all this without a single thought about Him. So what did I do? I asked God for forgiveness and for Him to be with me right there and then. And I asked Him to help me not to feel lonely. I remember reading this psalm and feeling comforted by the words. It felt like they had been written just for me. Listen to the first 5 verses. O Lord, you have examined my heart and know everything about me. You know when I sit down or stand up. You know my thoughts even when I am far away. You see me when I travel and when I rest at home. You know everything I do. You know what I'm going to say even before I say it, Lord. You go before me and follow me. You place your hand of blessing on my head. I felt so comforted by these words. I knew they were true for me, just like they were real for David. I didn't need to feel lonely or on my own. God knew where I was, and He was right there with me. He had gone before me, and His hand of blessing, goodness, and love was gently holding me. As soon as I remembered Him and called out to Him, I felt Him close by. I managed to find a small house church, and even though everybody was speaking French, I felt at home, like part of a wider family where I could praise and worship God. I could understand quite a lot of the singing, as the songs and hymns were familiar to me, and I think God helped me understand the ones that weren't. Maybe there are times when you have felt alone, or that nobody knows or understands you. The words of this psalm can reassure you that God sees you and knows all about you. You are always in His thoughts. And the truths in this psalm can comfort you that God is always with you, wherever you are, wherever you go. He is all-knowing and everywhere. You are not alone. You are fully known, fully understood, and fully in His safekeeping. Psalm 139 also reminds us that it is God who made us. He created us from our very beginning. This causes David to praise God for His wonderful workmanship and to stand in awe of His intimate knowledge of Him. Verses 13 to 16 say, You made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvellous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. You saw me before I was born. I wonder if you've seen a baby scan picture. Maybe you have a younger brother or sister and your mum brought back a photo of the scan she had had at the hospital when she was pregnant. Or maybe you've seen the scan of yourself before you were born. It's how the doctors and midwives can see how old the baby is, how well it's growing, and even tell if it's going to be a boy or a girl. It's pretty exciting to be able to see a picture of a baby before it's even born, isn't it? Well, the psalmist tells us that God watches over us from the moment we start to exist, and that he creates and forms every part of us. Wow, he really knows us inside and out. So what is David's response to the wonder of God's intimate knowledge of us and of his all-encompassing and inescapable presence? Well, the psalm ends with David asking God to search his heart, to test his thinking and show him if there's anything in him that is wrong, anything that might keep him from having a right relationship with God. David says something similar to this in Psalm 51. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. We can pray this too. We can ask God to show us our sins so we can see the things in us that are wrong. If we say we're sorry and ask God to help us do things his way, we will receive God's forgiveness, live in the best relationship with God we can experience, and be led by God along the path of everlasting life. So, to finish, there are 3 things that I think we can learn from this psalm. Number 1, God sees us and knows all about us. We are constantly in his thoughts. 2, God is with us wherever we are, wherever we go. And 3, God made us and knows us, inside and out.
Now it's time for the Memory Verse Challenge! I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. Psalm 13.
I will sing the Lord's praise because he is good to me. Psalm 13.
I will sing the Lord's praise,
For he has been good to me. Psalm 13. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. Psalm 13.
I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. Psalm 13.
I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. He has been good, he has been good to me.
Verse, Daniel?
Psalm
13.
13,
Verse?
16,
Verse 6.
verse 6. Good job.
And the memory verse for this week is, drum roll please.
I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139, verse 14.
Good morning and welcome to Mighty Mungos News. I've got four things to tell you about today. The first is that if you are part of the climbers group, then there's a special Zoom for you next Sunday at 9:15. So that's before Mighty Mungos. Your parents should have had an email from Caroline, and that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. The second thing is to show you some of the artwork created by the families that came together over Zoom during the church's Abide worship session on Sunday. We're going to keep running these sessions, but if 6:30 on a Sunday evening doesn't work for you, why don't you put it on at a time that does? Listen to God, create some art, and send it in to me. The third thing is to tell you that yes, the times of the weekly Zoom sessions have, you guessed it, changed. I've sent an email out, so whatever year group you're in, from primary 1 to primary 7 in Balerno, or primary 1 to primary 6 in Livingston, you will have received an email this week telling you what time the weekly Zooms are. Phew! And finally, it's time for me to introduce somebody new to the mighty Mungos news team. Give it up for Ella! Ella, I've already told the people watching that you are Ella.
Oh,
there's no point in asking who you are. Ella, tell us how old you are and where you go to school.
I'm Ella, I'm 14 and I go to Balerno High School.
Awesome. Is it good being back at school?
Yeah, it's nice to see everyone, but of course it's still school.
Yeah, it will be for another few years, I guess. When you're not at school, Ella, what would you choose to do on a Saturday morning?
Well, on a Saturday morning, I actually work for my parents at their dental practice.
Nice. Ella, I know that you've been part of St Mungos for all your life?
Yeah.
Do you recall a time when you became a Christian?
I think there was one time in particular, I was away on the Muir camp with the rest of the explorers, and I remember they were standing up at the front and they were like, all right guys, I want you to stand up if you're actually a Christian. And I stood up and everyone else just stared at me and I was like, I feel pretty good about myself.
Oh wow, that's cool. That is really cool. So that's obviously a really big memory of church as a kid, but do you have any other memories of being part of a church when you were younger?
I remember in primary 7 when we were getting sent off by the rest of explorers, they stood us all up on the stage and we all thought we were just going to get like a nice gift or something, but instead we got whipped cream pies to the face.
Awesome. Ella, I am really looking forward to what's going to come in the next few weeks. You're going to interview some other members of youth, some other people who used to be part of St Mungos.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. Can you give us any clues about what you might be doing?
Guess you'll just have to wait and see.
Excellent. Ella, thank you very much.
That's all we've got time for this week. I know, no family face-off, there's going to be an outcry, but why don't you have a go? Do your own, film it and send it in to us, and we'll see you next week on Mighty Mungos.